done for homework, so it shouldn't be anything really new, but you can revise as I go through my main idea jot. All right. I should be, give me a thumbs up if you see me big. Good, just wanted to make sure. All right, so we're gonna go through our main idea jot here. I put my main idea jot after my graphic here, after my visual, because I wanted to make sure it was at the end of my text and I got all of the ideas into my main idea jot. For what the author is mostly teaching, the key points that I had were climate change has been causing extreme weather across the world. Each year, extreme weather is happening more than it did several years ago. And humans are causing climate change. The point of view in this text is that humans need to slow down climate change to prevent this extreme weather that's happening. If you don't have these points, I'm giving you 30 seconds now to add or revise. And if you're somebody who's still missing the text, you want to be writing down this main idea jot on a blank piece of paper. All right, put your hands on your head when you're ready. I want to see all of us there in 10 seconds. 5, 4, I want to see everybody there. 3, 2, 1, 0. Hands on head. Beautiful, and hands back down. As a good planner for my extended response here, I first need to go ahead and look at the question and look at how many paragraphs I'm going to need to be addressing at a time. So I see that it says the author included a visual with the text. How does the visual support the ideas in the text? Why did the author include the visual feature? So my first paragraph is going to be explaining how the visual feature connects to the information in the passage. So how does that image connect to the text? The second paragraph is going to be explaining why the author chose to include a visual feature. So as I go through into my planning page, I need to make sure that I flip these questions into a full response. So I've labeled them on my question, and I am now flipping back to my planning page and dividing it into 2 spaces for my 2 responses. The first paragraph says the visual feature is connected to the passage because. Now I need to think, what does the visual do that connects to the passage? Well, I know that the visual gives more information about the causes of these extreme weather conditions because it gives more information, writing as I write, about the causes of the extreme weather. This is on your paper, and your hands are back on your head in 10. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Hands on head. You can finish in a moment, even if you're not done. Okay. When it's giving me information about how a text feature is connected to the text, my two pieces of evidence, one should be from the text and one should be from the visual. So I'm going to look back in the text and find an effect that climate change has on extreme weather. So I'm flipping back to my text and I'm looking for a piece of evidence that tells me that there is extreme weather happening. So, my first paragraph is telling me about climate change causing extreme weather. My second paragraph is telling me what scientists are doing. Same with my third paragraph. And then my fourth one is telling me that about some examples of extreme weather. So I'm going to actually pick one of those examples to show me that we're experiencing extreme weather. So it says here, last year, Texas had the driest 7-month drought ever recorded. I'm using that for evidence A because that's an example of one of the extreme weather conditions. I have that underlined, and now I'm going back to my planning page to jot what I just talked about. So I'm going to go back to my planning page. And for A, I'm going to write Texas drought. And that is in paragraph 1, 2, 3, 4. P4. Now I'm going to go to the visual to say, okay, how does this visual help me understand why Texas is having a drought? Going back to my visual, I'm going to look in these different examples, these words in here to figure out what is causing this. So it says here, Earth's temperature has risen about 1 degree Fahrenheit in the last century. The past 50 years of warming has been attributed to human activity. That tells me that it's getting hotter, and when it's really hot and dry, that's when there's a drought. So I'm going to label this little section over here for evidence B, because that's telling me the cause of this drought being that the weather is getting hotter and hotter. So I'm going to go back to my text now that I've labeled my visual, back to my planning page, and I'm going to say human cause temp hotter. And that's from the visual. Now I'm going to look at my second paragraph. I'm going to give you 30 seconds to catch up to all of the information in this first paragraph before moving on. All right, we're moving on to paragraph 2. The author chose to include the visual feature because. I want to hear a couple of scholars' input. Why would the author choose to include a visual feature? What does this visual feature do? I see a few strong raised hands. I want to see some more. Let's see, strong hand. Ayana Chambers?
I think the author would have included the visual feature because you see when we get our evidence to see why Texas had the drought, the visual shows like the it says on the top the cause and the effect, so it shows like what is causing these droughts to happen in different places, so it could cause bad destruction.
For sure. I want a scholar to add on to Ayana's point. Why would the author choose to include this visual? She said because it's showing the causes and effects of these extreme weather conditions. Adding on for me, Ayana Rosario.
And I want to add on to Ayana that I also think that the author included the visual feature because he also wanted to explain how humans cause the global warming and the heat to come, and he also wants to give us a better understanding of the cause and effects.
Yeah, so we heard Ayana Chambers tell us that it's talking about the causes and effects, and we heard Ayana Rosario add on that it's specifically that humans are causing the extreme weather conditions. So I'm going to add that onto my chart in my planning page. The author chose to include the visual feature because it shows that human activity is the cause of climate change leading to extreme weather. Let's make sure this gets written down on our paper. I see Denise, you're writing urgently. I see Star writing urgently. I see Gabriel writing urgently. See Malika's hands are on her head. That tells me that she's done writing. Sorry, scholars, my video went out there for a second, but we are back and ready to go. So now my evidence shows that it needs to come from the visual because it's talking all about how human activity is the cause of climate change in the visual. So I'm going to go ahead and go back to my visual, and I'm going to look for words that are different than the one that I already used to figure out that humans are causing this. So I'm going to look through the different sections. Burning fuels such as coal, natural gas, and oil products, greenhouse gas, and oil products produces greenhouse gases in excessive amounts. Okay, that might be a good point. Greenhouse gases are emissions that rise into the atmosphere and trap the sun's energy, keeping heat from escaping. That's a good one too. The United States was responsible for 20% of the global greenhouse gases emitted in 1997. That's a big one. I'm going to circle that one and use that for my evidence C. Because that's telling me that the United States caused a lot of these greenhouse gases. So now I go back to my planning page and I say US cause a lot of greenhouse gases. And that's from the visual. Now I'm going to find another strong piece of evidence from the visual. Going back to the visual. During the past 100 years, global sea levels have risen 4 to 8 inches. Maybe. Most of the world's emissions are attributed to the United States' large-scale use of fuels in vehicles and factories. Okay, that's a big one about what the US is doing that's causing these greenhouse gases. Some predictions for local changes include increasingly hot summers and intense thunderstorms. That's telling me the effect of the extreme weather. So I'm going to make sure I have that because I explained a cause and now I'm going to explain an effect. So I'm going to circle that piece of evidence there. Now I'm going to go back and saying cause extreme weather from the visual. Give me about 20 seconds to catch up here. And bringing it back for me for instructions is when we go into breakout rooms. All right, scholars, we are about to head into our breakout rooms. In your breakout rooms, you're going to take this information that we used in the planning page and turn it into an extended response. Every scholar is taking the information from the planning page and turning it into an extended response. We're going to head to breakout rooms now.
And should we be using the full 20 minutes, Ms. Kilda?
Let's do 15 and then we'll come back.
Sounds good. All right, scholars, let's start by making sure that we are upright, making sure that we are centered in front of our camera. Nasir, I'm going to send you to Ms. Kilduff's room in just one moment. Good. And Sebastian, I'm going to send you to Mr. Nahara, I believe you're with, in just one moment. You're good to go as well. All right, so what I need to see from you, now that we have our planning page complete for our extended response, I'm going to give you 6 minutes to get that first paragraph done. When 6 minutes are up, we are going to stop and we are going to work together to assess how we've done that far. And then the remainder of our block will be getting the second paragraph done. We're going to be writing urgently the entire way through. So once again, Ryan, if you need further instruction, our first paragraph is going to be explaining how the visual feature connects to the information in the passage, and the second paragraph will be explaining why the author chose to include the visual feature. Chris, I see that your hand is raised. I'm going to unmute you. Go ahead.
The challenge. So we're starting this.
You are beginning to write your extended response, yes. And as I said, you have 6 minutes to complete your first paragraph. We'll stop and we'll discuss. Then we'll have 6 minutes to complete the second paragraph. We'll stop and we'll discuss. Thank you, Christopher. I'm putting you back on mute. All right, so as I'm scanning our webcams, I notice Dionysia is leaning into her packet. Her eyes are on her packet and her pencil's clearly moving. I'm also seeing that from Mohammed. I'm seeing it from Isaiah. Nice job. Senli, nice job. So again, 6 minutes. That first paragraph needs to be done, and then we'll come back we'll discuss briefly, and we'll dive back in. By the end of this time, we will have 2 paragraphs complete. Ryan, quickly readjust your camera so that I can see that you're on task. Excellent, Mia. I'm glad I can see you. I'm confident that you're getting your work done. You're working urgently. You as well, Christopher. Nice job. As you're writing your topic sentences and you're beginning to incorporate your evidence and your explanations, feel free to raise your hand or chat me privately if you have any questions.
Nice to see you again. Oh, hi, how are you? Good, how's it going? How's working from home?
Shout out to Dionysia. She is continuing to show good endurance, good stamina as we continue to get these paragraphs complete.
I was telling Angelique this morning, I feel like
Ryan, thank you for chatting me privately.
I'm so not tech savvy, so it's like teaching myself all of these things, and it's the time.
So Ryan, to be clear, the packet we're currently working in is the packet that begins with the sun and moon under the date Tuesday, March 17th, 2020.
Oh, yeah.
One moment as I quickly pull up your camera.
I know. There are probably
Ryan, give me a thumbs up if you have that packet. It begins with sun and moon. Beautiful. So now I want you to flip past global warming to the planning page and to the extended response page.
Exactly. It's a lot, but
If you need to hold up your packet so I can guide you through that, we can do that as well. So that was strictly for Monday. Once we completed Monday's work, we put that packet aside. What you should have now is a packet that begins with this material, the sun and moon, and the date at the top right is Tuesday, March 17th, 2020. When you flip through this packet, you will find global warming texts. That's where your extended response is to be found. Now, just as a reminder, if there's any confusion about materials, this needs to be taken care of in advance. Right? We checked in about your homework. We need to make sure that these materials are up and running and that we have access to everything so that this doesn't happen during the lesson.
Right. Right.
Now, if you are ahead of the game and you complete your first paragraph before the 6-minute timestamp, feel free to use your reactions feature and give me a thumbs up. That's a quick and private way to let me know that you have gotten that paragraph done, and I can check in with you individually that way.
Hi, Sean. Do you remember me?
Thank you, Mohammed, for using your thumbs up feature. What I want you to do now is really quickly just hold up your first paragraph to your webcam in such a way that I can see it clearly. Not too far, please a little closer. Okay. What I want you to do now, since we have 2 minutes remaining, is chat me privately your topic sentence, please. And for the rest of us, we have 2 minutes remaining on that first timestamp. We're going to pause. We're going to talk about our topic sentences, and then we'll move on to our second paragraphs.
Hi. Which brother is this, John? Oh, Mila. here. So we're going to see if hopefully Indira and Mia can join us. Karen sent us a picture. Miss Evil, do you see us all too?
All right, I'm going to quickly scan. I notice Sam's working all the way through. Isaiah is showing a lot of stamina as we continue to get this paragraph complete. I'm seeing that stamina from Sen Lee. I got a thumbs up from Dionysia, meaning that her first paragraph is complete. Nice job. Privately chat me your topic sentence, please.
Do you remember that?
All right, scholars, in 45 seconds, we're going to stop with our first paragraph. You're going to chat me your topic sentence, and then I'll provide you with private feedback one by one. Once you've privately chatted me your topic sentence for paragraph 1, you're going to continue with the writing process. You will make sure that that first paragraph is complete, and then you'll move on to paragraph 2. So once again, I need your topic sentence from paragraph 1. Chat it to me privately, and then move on and get both paragraphs finished. Thumbs up if that's clear. If you have any questions or concerns, chat me privately. I see a thumbs up from Ryan. At this point, we're all chatting our topic sentences. I see a thumbs up from Sen Lee. Thanks, Sen Lee. Isaiah, I see your hand. You're unmuted. Go ahead.
I don't know how to send through chats.
Okay, so at the bottom of your Zoom window, you're going to see a series of buttons. For example, mute, stop video, invite, manage or share screen. Do you see those buttons, Isaiah?
Press it.
At the bottom, do you see the buttons?
It says chat, but it doesn't give it the option to send it. It just says file, and then it says more, and then it says save chat.
Okay, and so you don't see a blue window that has the name of different participants?
It says participants here.
Okay, and do you see the names of, is my name showing up perhaps?
Yes.
Okay, so just click on that. And then there should be in red beside it, in parentheses, the word privately. Are we seeing that?
Within
Yes.
chat, yeah.
Perfect. Now, is there a window down below that says type message here?
Yes.
Perfect. You can type there. All you have to do is chat your topic sentence. Shout out to Muhammad. I'm getting a topic sentence. What I'm seeing for Muhammad is the visual connects to the text because it gives more information about the cause of global warming. That's a strong topic sentence. Make sure that our evidence is pulled by the text as well as the visual. When you're answering a question about two features in a text, or the text and a visual feature in this case, evidence needs to be pulled from both. As of now, I only have one topic sentence. I need to make sure we all have chatted our topic sentences before moving on to paragraph 2. Muhammad, you have the big thumbs up. I want you to get both paragraphs done now. I'm still waiting on those topic sentences from Mia, Zoe, Sam, Senli, or Isaiah. We just figured that out, so just quickly get that done. Chris typing it in. Ryan, we've already spoken, and Dionysia, quickly type in your excellent. Dionysia, beautiful. Dionysia, you've got the thumbs up. Your topic sentence looks good. I'm confident you can pull evidence from both the text and the visual feature in order to support that claim. Chris, excellent. What I want you to do is chat me your topic sentence for paragraph 1. I see that you're completed on both paragraphs. I want you to chat me your topic sentence for paragraph 1. And since you have both done, might as well chat me your topic sentence for paragraph 2.
Sorry, I think that my Zoom just shut down.
Your Zoom shut down?
Yes.
But you're back now. You're good to go?
I'm back now, but are all the kids back in?
The kids they should be in their breakout rooms. What I can do is
Back to my breakout room.
Yeah, I can send you back now.
Thanks.
And you're good to go. Isaiah, I see your hand.
It still says save chat when we're trying to chat. I did it. I did the chat, but it's not letting it. It's not going through.
Okay, so in that case, we'll just roll with the punches. I appreciate you trying to figure that out. Might be some kind of technical difficulty. In this case, let's just continue writing. Let's get both paragraphs done, okay? Thank you, Isaiah. Make sure you're pulling evidence from both the text as well as the visual, okay? Nice job. I'm really happy to see how focused you are and how attentive you are to your work right now. Thank you, Sen Lee, for getting your topic sentence through. Same with Ryan and Mia. Beautiful. As of now, we have just under a minute remaining. Let's make sure we're getting our 2 paragraphs complete. At 0, we're going to quickly flash so I can look for completion, and then we'll be pulled back into the main room. Zoe, I see your hand. I'm going to unmute you. Go ahead.
I can't send you my my topic sentence.
Okay, so what I'll be looking for instead then at 0, as our time winds down, is just you're going to show me the work you have completed so I can check for completion and focus.
That's the thing. I don't have my pack. I can't find my packet. I had it this morning.
So Zoe, the fact that you're just telling me this now is a problem. Okay, I'm going to put you on mute first of all. This is something you need to tell me, for example, during our homework check-in. Right? This is something you can follow through on in telling me at the beginning of our block, right? We don't spend 15 minutes writing, pretending like we've been doing the right thing, just to then at 0, tell me that you don't have it. We're going back into the main room now.
All right, scholars, we should all be back and ready in our main room. So now that we have the opportunity to work in our breakout rooms on our extended response, once again, we need to make sure that we're taking away that we need to find details in a text from the visual and the text if the question is asking us about the visual itself. We are going to be going to lunch in just a few minutes. Before we do so, your homework is to finish this extended response and annotate the 2 texts for tomorrow. You're going to finish this extended response and annotate, of course, and me and Idea Jot, the 2 texts for tomorrow. If I say your name, that means that instead of coming back here for enrichment, you are going to go to Mr. Richmond, Yaxian, Gabriel, Yowdy, Elvis, Matthew, Isaiah, Andrea, and Kayla. At 11:50, you are going to Mr. Richmond today, Thursday. Okay, everybody else needs to be back here